Let's talk about the moms who are used to getting things done. The high achievers, the planners, the ones everyone leans on. They've climbed ladders and somehow managed to raise kids too. But the cost has been high. Today we're talking with the author of Ambitious Mother: From Surviving to Thriving in Your Career and at Home. Dr. Ann Welsh, it's great to have you on the show today. Thanks for being here.
Of course. Thanks so much for having me.
Yes, I love this topic. And just from the beginning, I want to ask, why do so many high-achieving moms feel completely exhausted, even when they're successful by every single measure?
I mean, there's exhaustion on two levels, right? I mean, part of it is if you have little kids, maybe you're not getting enough sleep. But I think so often we write it off as just that, right? It's just about sleep and it'll get easier. And yet, what I find is it doesn't, because it's not about just sleep and physical tiredness. It's about the cognitive and emotional energy that it takes to raise kids, do your job, manage a household, and do it all while kind of looking flawless from the outside.
I can totally understand that. I know so many moms. I have so many mom friends that they're kind of pulled in every single direction. And even though they're doing all the things, it can be exhausting. So for our moms out there, what are the early warning signs that burnout is starting to creep in before it becomes a full crisis?
Yeah, this is such an important topic to address because I think we so often think about burnout as a total collapse, right? Of I can't get out of bed, I can't function, I can't do anything. And more often than not, I see women who are kind of in what I call functional burnout. They're doing all of the things. They're showing up at work. They're showing up at their kids', baseball practice. They're doing the things that they need to do. But on the inside, they are feeling more and more depleted. They aren't able to feel joy or excitement about anything. They may feel really irritable or resentful a lot of the time. And there's like a total disconnection from themselves, sometimes to the point of feeling totally numb as
Mm.
well.
Yes. And so how can a mom begin to redefine ambition for herself in a way that doesn't require sacrifice and guilt? Because I know a lot of moms, they feel like if they take a little time for themselves, they're not doing what they should be doing. So how can you kind of rethink that and understand you do need to take that time?
Yeah, I so often we're told that motherhood, being a good mother is being a martyr, right? And completely sacrificing everything for our kids. And yet what we know from the data is that it is actually important to fill our own cup first, right? And do things that we enjoy or find things that are fulfilling, because that's actually what's really good for our kids. Not only because then we show up as more whole people when we're with them, but we're also role modeling permission to go after your dreams and do things that interest you. And they will do what they see, not just what we tell them. And so that can often be the bridge that we need to actually take that time for ourselves without the guilt.
And to that point, how can moms model healthy ambition for their children, teaching them that success includes rest, boundaries, and some self-respect as well?
Yeah, I talk about healthy striving in my book instead of unhealthy striving. And with unhealthy striving, we're going after goals because we think that we should, or because that's just the next step. And a lot of times it's driven out of fear. And so we don't take time for rest because we're constantly afraid of making mistakes. With healthy striving, and what we want to model for our children is that we are going things because we're excited about them, right? Rather than running away from the tiger, we are running towards the ice cream truck, right? It's something we really want. And when we're going after something we want, there's more space to enjoy the process of doing it. And then there's more space for rest and for mistakes and for personal growth along the way.
I love that visual. We're running towards the ice cream truck. And how would you say, I mean, sometimes easier said than done. So how do you set boundaries at work and at home without the guilt and without losing that credibility or confidence?
So, a great first place to start is to practice with little asks and to essentially prove to your nervous system that it is safe to disappoint people. Because I think that's one of the hugest things, the biggest things that get in people's way, right? Is the sense that I can't disappoint other people. I don't know how to tolerate someone being mad at me. And so if we kind of practice smaller disappointments, learn that it's safe, learn that we can survive it, then we can work up to bigger boundaries and bigger disappointments. And I'll add to recognize that what we set at home and how we set boundaries at home might look really different from work, and that's okay, right? We have to take into consideration the context too.
I love that. Anne, thank you so much for joining us today and telling us more about your book. To our viewers, you can find out more by heading to drannwelsh.com.